Next News, breaking news.
What happens when one of the world's richest men suddenly vanishes from a meeting where he was once a fixture, then gets called to Capitol Hill just weeks later? That's the question exploding tonight around Bill Gates. First reports say that Warren Buffett is pulling away after ugly Epstein-related disclosures. Then comes word that Gates is expected to face House oversight on June 10th. And as that pressure builds, old fears about Gates-backed biotech projects are roaring back into public view. This is no longer cocktail party gossip among elites. This is moving into formal scrutiny. The only question now is, what exactly will Congress ask him under oath? Now, this matters because Americans are sick and tired of one set of rules for the billionaires and another for everybody else. If powerful men can move billions through foundations, shape public health debate, influence education, bankroll advanced science, and still dodge direct accountability for their associations, then public trust collapses. That hits every single family watching right now. It affects how people view medicine, philanthropy, government, and even the news itself. And politically, this lands in a very different America than the one that Gates once operated in so comfortably. Under President Trump, the era of automatic deference to globalist celebrity billionaires is over. Republicans in Congress are under pressure to do what the old establishment refused to do: ask hard questions, follow the facts, and stop treating elite power networks as untouchable. Add in the online discussion over Gates-backed biotech research, and you get a much bigger problem for the ruling class. Americans want transparency, not lectures. They want oversight, not image management. And right now, Gates is becoming a symbol of that entire broken system. Speaking of who actually puts America first, there's another major development tonight that the corporate media should be screaming about. It's breaking news directly from the White House. They just announced over $30 billion to secure America's critical mineral supply chains and named a specific Alaskan project as a key strategic asset for U.S. mineral independence. I've been to the Vizsla copper drilling site myself. I've seen it with my own eyes. And what's happening right now is bigger than most people realize. President Trump just unveiled Project Vault, a $12 billion strategic mineral reserve designed to stockpile essential resources and keep America strong, secure, and out from foreign control. And that's exactly why smart investors are watching Vizsla Copper so closely right now. Now pay attention, because they're trading in the U.S. under VCUFF and in Canada as VCU.V. This is the America First resource story of the moment. And check the exclusive briefing. It's only for Next News viewers. Link below before the crowd catches on. Now back to the story the elites would love to keep contained. Yes, here's the twist the legacy media can't spin away. It's not just about old photos or awkward headlines or a missing seat at Berkshire. It's about whether the shield around elite influence is finally cracking. When Buffett reportedly steps back, when Congress sets a date, and when public distrust keeps growing, the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. Gates is not just facing criticism from anonymous accounts online anymore. He's facing the one thing that powerful insiders fear the most: formal questions on the record, with nowhere to hide. Stern Drew posts this. This is crazy. I had no idea. Bill Gates funds the first man-made synthetic bacteria that can destroy mankind. After 15 years and $40 million from Bill Gates, scientists have crossed the ultimate line. They created the first synthetic species, a bacteria designed entirely on a computer with a synthetic chromosome built by humans and not nature. It's alive, it's self-replicating, it grows and makes copies of itself indefinitely. Venter called it the first baby step in a biological revolution where we can custom design and reprogram bacteria. DNA is a software of life. That's what he said. This is allegedly a foundational milestone proving life can be engineered from scratch. While everyone was distracted by vaccines and climate scares, Gates poured millions into rewriting the code of existence itself. So why does the man obsessed with depopulation now get to play God and create new organisms? Oh, listen to this.
So this is what all the fuss is about.
This is the first synthetic species.
And how long did it take you to make this?
Well, if you count the total time from the conception, about 15 years.
And how many millions?
About $40 million over that entire time period.
In practical terms, it's about as useful as the mold that grows in a bachelor's refrigerator. But scientifically, it's a milestone. The bacteria, which is similar to one found in the intestines of goats, was designed on a computer, manufactured in the laboratory, and gets its genetic instructions from a synthetic chromosome made by man, not nature.
And it's alive.
It's alive and self-replicating. It means it can indefinitely grow and make copies of itself.
Did you design this to do anything in particular?
No, we designed this just to see if we could do this whole experiment using synthetic DNA. And now that we know we can do it, it's worth the effort to now make the things that could be valuable.
Just how valuable remains to be seen, but Venter believes this is the first baby step in a biological revolution, one in which it will be possible to custom design and reprogram bacteria and other organisms to churn out new medicines, foods, and clean sources of energy.
What you're doing is programming cells, like somebody would program software.
DNA is the software of life. There's no question about it. And that's key to evolution of life on this planet. And now the key to the future of life on this planet is understanding how to write that software.
So you see bioengineered fuel, for example.
I see in the future bioengineered almost everything you can imagine that we use.
How far off is some of this?
The first things will start to come out in the next few years. I think possibly next year's flu vaccine could come from these synthetic DNA processes. Instead of months to make a new vaccine each year, we could do it in 24 hours or less.
No, thank you. So after years of Gates-backed money going into synthetic biology, the next question is, who is standing with him? Now there's a new sign of trouble. Gates was nowhere to be found at the Berkshire annual meeting. Reports say Warren Buffett is pulling away. The fallout of Warren Buffett and Bill Gates. Bill Gates was missing from the Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting held on the 2nd of May, 2026. The first time since many decades when Bill was not seen at the meeting. Let's look at the key events in Buffett and Gates' friendship and what happened after the Epstein files. The bond, they met in 91, bonded over business logic and bridge. Gates became a Berkshire board member until 2020 and Buffett closest advisor. The funding, since 2006, Buffett donated over $47 billion to the Gates Foundation, making him his largest contributor. $47 billion. The trigger, 2026 release of the Epstein files by the DOJ revealed Gates' association with Epstein persisted long after Epstein's 2008 conviction. The fallout, Buffett, a staunch defender of this front page of the newspaper reputation, distanced himself immediately. He reportedly hasn't spoken to Gates since the disclosure, citing a misalignment of values. The financial pivot, cutting ties, Buffett has halted his massive annual contributions to the Gates Foundation. The new legacy, he's revised his will to redirect his remaining $100 billion fortune into a new trust managed by his 3 children, Susie, Howard, and Peter, stripping the Gates Foundation of its future windfall. Buffett, being a staunch advocate of clean reputation, hopefully will cut ties with Gates permanently. So the Berkshire no-show fueled even more questions about who wants to distance from Gates, and now the pressure moves to Capitol Hill, where House Oversight is set to haul him in over a transcribed interview over his connection to the Epstein files. Bill Gates set to testify before the House Oversight on June 10th. Gates will sit for a transcribed interview with the committee over his deep ties to Epstein. Expect the same show as Wexner and the Clintons, a lot of talk and little action. So this is apparently a letter to Gates from Comer, talking with him about the Epstein files. Buckle up, Bill Gates. And the clock is running up for this guy. Let's go. And of course, we're not going to get into that topic. But the real story is bigger than Bill Gates. It's the collapse of the old globalist formula. Pile up money, buy prestige, and fund foundations, shape policy, and expect the public to salute. The model worked for years, but under the Trump era, Americans are demanding the receipts. If Gates' past associations are serious enough to trigger a House oversight interview, then every institution that protected his image deserves scrutiny as well. And when people also raise concerns about billionaire-backed biotech, the answer cannot be censorship or smug fact-check labels. The answer is sunlight. That is what the establishment hates the most. Not rumor, not debate, sunlight. Because once the questioning starts, it becomes much harder for elite networks to hide behind philanthropy, PR teams, and carefully managed headlines. So here's the bottom line tonight. Buffett's reported distancing from Gates and his absence from Berkshire and a June 10th date with House oversight all point to one thing. Pressure is building, and this time the old protection racket may not hold. The American people deserve full transparency about elite influence, Epstein-linked associations, and the power billionaires that they wield over public life. President Trump's America First movement changed the mood of this country. People are done being talked down to by untouchable elites. Now I want to hear from you. Should Congress put Gates under oath in a fully public hearing, yes or no? Drop your answer in the comments and share this report everywhere. Make sure you subscribe, and if you haven't done so yet, you need to. Hundreds and hundreds of patriots are signing up for this. They're getting the raw feed alerts directly from me. They're texting raw feed to 844-840-4963. They're already beating the algorithm. They're already getting the direct alerts from me when it matters most, right to their phone. And if you haven't done, also check out the Next News merch shelf below this video. Stay loud, stay fearless, and keep demanding the truth, because this country belongs to the people and not the billionaire class.
The system controls information. Information control is power.
They don't want you to see this.
The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now. You know out.